Queen, we are reassigning you to a new mission.
What? Why? I was just getting somewhere with...
That doesn't matter. We need your covert ops skills in a situation that just opened up in Perugia. The dictator had his wife executed a few hours ago.
And?
Well, we've been trying to infiltrate his palace for years now. So far, we've succeeded in getting a few of our men in as janitors and cooks, but this execution may be just the break we need. If we can get an agent in there as his wife, that would mean unlimited access to the dictator's ear.
I'm afraid to ask, but how do I fit into this picture?
Well, it will take someone with determination, strength, and nerves of steel to succeed in this assignment. Lucky for us, you have all three of these qualities. Plus, you have the ticket we need to get you into the palace.
What ticket might that be?
Stunning beauty, my dear. That's the dictator's weak spot. I've selected you for this mission. You know the risks, you know the stakes. But you also know that if the International Defenders of Freedom don't succeed, the nation of Perugia could topple and fall into the hands of Haman. Do you accept?
Yeah, count me in.
Good. Report to headquarters immediately, and I'll fill you in on the details. Meanwhile, I'll set up a blind date for you and the dictator.
I'm on my way.
Oh, and Queen, be careful. Haman may have lost an agent, but that doesn't mean they're any weaker.
Incompetent mice! I'm surrounded by incompetent mice! How could she have been so careless?
The dictator demanded that she display her beauty before the eyes of the generals. She refused. She said you can push a woman so far, but then no further.
I don't need you to replay the scene for me! I know very well what she said. And now our inside connection is severed. I'll have no more of this incompetence! No more stupid operatives! I'm taking matters into my own hands!
What do you plan to do, sir?
I'll find a way. I won't rest until every IDF agent is out of my way and buried 6 feet under the ground. Those manipulators have thwarted my plans too many times, and they will pay. The power of Haman is not lost because of the death of one careless operative. No, the power of Haman is still strong!
Mission Log 237, Authorization Code Queen 1946. I have been reassigned to a mission in Perugia, a small but thriving country located between France and Afghanistan. This country is ruled by a mostly benevolent dictator and is refuge for terrorists and other threats to freedom. Haman, the most subversive terrorist organization in the world, has its largest network in Perugia. In the past, the Haman has kept itself to obnoxious activities like rock throwing and taking sniper shots at dignitaries who are working for peace. But more recently, Haman seems to have disappeared from the public eye and occupied itself with more underground business. Our surveillance indicates that there have been a concentrated number of Haman operatives crawling around the dictator's palace. They seem to have garnered the sympathies of many of the dictator's top generals, and some of the nation's most brilliant intellectuals as well. One can only guess what they are planning, but whatever it is, the International Defenders of Freedom are committed to uncovering their plot and exposing them to the world as the terrorists they are.
Come in. Agent Queen, glad to see you arrived safely. Sit down. We don't have much time, so I'll keep this short and sweet. We've received information that the Haman has been very busy with some underground activity. We're still working on finding out exactly what it is, but the obvious aspect of it is that they are trying to get as close to the throne as possible. We know that the dictator's late wife was a Haman operative. That seems to be the closest they've gotten so far. Haman is this country's greatest enemy to freedom, and if we're going to help Perugia succeed in becoming a peace-loving country, we've got to convince the dictator to crack down on the terrorist activity that is happening right under his nose.
That's where I come in.
Right. The dictator won't listen to any diplomatic talk. He's the dictator, and he doesn't want to be told how he's supposed to rule the country. But if we can get a message to him in a more personal way, say from a wife, we might have a chance. There is one catch, though, your wrist. When you became an IDF agent, you received the chip implant in your wrist. It makes it easy for us to keep an eye on you, but it also makes it easy for everyone else to identify you. Under no circumstances is a dictator to discover that you are an IDF agent. Wear a bracelet or a thick watch band to cover up your wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, come in. Oh, great, just in time. Agent Queen, these are Agents Jacques, Jean, and Francois. They are now your hairdresser, manicurist, and wardrobe manager.
Bonjour.
Men, you have 30 minutes to make her into royal material. Then get her into the limo outside. The chauffeur will take her to the palace.
Oui, no problem.
And Queen, one more thing I forgot to mention. The dictator is an artist, so if you want to get on his good side, comment on color, light, and form.
Gotcha. An hour later, I found myself in the living room of the most powerful man in Persia.
No. I don't want the Matisse here. Put it in my boudoir. And the Picasso is hanging crooked. It upsets my sense of balance. Put the Grecian next to the table. Next to the table. My guest will be here any moment.
Excellency, it's wonderful to meet you. My name is Estelle Louise. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No. Nothing is wrong. Everything is right. I have never seen such beauty. I am speechless.
Thank you, Excellency. I'm honored.
No, the honor is all mine. I am honored to feast my eyes on such a lovely human being. Please, come and sit on the terrace. My chefs have prepared a lovely luncheon for us. There is nothing I like better than fine Parisian cuisine, except, of course, a beautiful companion to share it with.
What a lovely home. Was it patterned after the palace at Versailles?
Why, yes, it was. Are you interested in architecture?
Only as it relates to art, Excellency. After all, some of the greatest works of art in history were architectural structures.
Oh, please stop. My heart is beating faster with every word you speak. You are a beauty and an artist? This cannot be. How can so much loveliness be contained in one person? Please, sit down.
Thank you.
Tell me, Estelle Louise, where are you from originally? Your accent is not native of Persia, is it?
No, Excellency. I was not born in Persia.
What is your nationality?
That's for me to know, Excellency. I cannot reveal such a secret to a perfect stranger.
Beautiful, artistic, and mysterious? Turn your eyes away from me, Estelle Louise. I am overcome. You fascinate me, Estelle Louise. I know this is sudden and out of the blue, but I must ask you. I would never forgive myself if I let you escape without telling you how you make me feel. I am in love with you, Estelle Louise. Please, don't say anything until I am finished. I am a hopeless romantic, and I know when I am struck by love. The moment I laid eyes on you, I knew you and I were meant to be together forever.
I had the same feeling, Excellency.
You did? There's no need for this formality between us. Call me Valjerxes. Estelle Louise, my dear, will you marry me?
Valjerxes, I couldn't live without you. Yes, I will marry you. Mission Log 238, Authorization Code Queen 1946. The dictator and I have been married for 3 months, and so far he does not suspect me of anything. As of yet, I have been able to successfully conceal my IDF chip implant from him. My days have been full of museum and gallery tours with the dictator, and luncheons with the generals' wives. The more relationships I build inside the palace, the greater chances of my influencing the dictator to exile Haman.
My husband has absolutely no imagination. It must be wonderful to be married to such a thrilling man, even if it does mean being confined to the palace.
Oh, I don't mind a bit. Oh, one moment, that's probably my husband. Bonjour.
There's a tarantula in your closet.
Bonjour, mon ami. One moment. Could you please excuse me, Marguerite? I'm just going to step out for one moment to take this call.
Of course.
Director Mort, you found something?
Yeah. We've been doing some surveillance on 2 Haman agents posing as the dictator's chauffeurs. They're planning to assassinate the dictator on his way to the inspection of the new airbase.
New airbase? He didn't say anything to me about that.
It just went up overnight. We had no idea either. Notify Palace Security about the chauffeurs and tell them you got the tip from the International Defenders of Freedom.
All right.
Queen, one more thing. This new airbase was the idea of one of the newest members of the dictator's staff. His name is Hamon Pierre. Have you seen him around there?
No, I don't think so.
His official position is National Security Advisor. He seems to have come out of nowhere. Keep your eyes open.
I will. There's a New Year's Eve party tonight at the palace. Everyone's supposed to be here. I'll keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Mission Log 240, Authorization Code Queen 1946. A few strange threads are appearing. An airbase that seems to have appeared overnight, an assassination attempt by Haman, and a new member of the dictator's staff that has no previous connection with the palace. Are any of these threads connected?
Sir, Dr. Zeresh has arrived.
Send him in.
The leader will see you now.
Dr. Zeresh, how is our project progressing?
We have completed the refinement of the microbe coating. Now all that remains is to compress the spores into the aerosol sprayers.
Excellent. When will that be completed?
We will have the spores in the aerosol sprayers and ready to be mounted on the planes by Adar the 13th.
Fortune must be with us. When I consulted the astrologers, they foretold that Adar would be the month in which I would gain victory over my enemies. We will schedule the release on Adar 14th.
Has the dictator authorized the use of his planes yet?
I thank you to stick to microbiology and leave the politics to me, Dr. Zeresh. After tonight, I don't think we'll need to worry about the dictator ever again.
Sir, Abdullah and Muhammad were arrested.
What?
The palace security got a tip from the IDF, and they apprehended them before they even started the dictator's car.
Those manipulators.
Sir?
They're the world's manipulators. They're the shadow power that controls everything. Don't you see? They control everything from the governments, to the industries, to the banks, to the money transactions. They manipulate the world slowly, over a long period of time. Never in haste, but over hundreds of years. I would admire them, if only their intrigue were harmless. But they're not harmless. Don't you see? They'll never follow when the world finally bows to Haman. They'll turn the world away. They'll manipulate the world to follow their archaic methods. Don't you see? They're poisoning the world. Well, not for much longer. I'll show no mercy. I will crush them.
Sir?
Shh, don't worry. He gets this way when his plans don't work out. Sir, when...
I'm going to the dictator's New Year's Eve party. I'll present the IDF as a breach in security and convince him that they are the greatest threat to prosperity and greatness this nation has ever known. He will see things my way. He'll agree to my proposal. He will agree. In other news, the dictator's palace was the meeting place of the rich and famous last night, as the dictator hosted the annual New Year's Eve celebration for his officials and personal staff.
Bonjour.
Generals
Where
and
have
their
you
wives
been?
gathered from
What do
all
you
over
mean?
Parisian
I've been in the
to
palace
bring in
entertaining the
new year.
wives.
Have you seen the
Dictator
news?
and his new
I'm watching
wife,
it now.
Estelle Louise. Early this morning, the National Security Advisor issued a quarantine on the non-profit diplomatic agency, the International Defenders of Freedom. All IDF personnel residing in Parisia have been warned not to leave the country until Adar 15th. The dictator is offering rewards for the capture of covert IDF agents and promises to rid the country of these threats to freedom. Vice President Gore...
What's that all about?
Last night, the National Security Advisor convinced the dictator that the IDF is planning on assisting a coup that will overthrow him.
What?
He is definitely Haman. He's gonna kill us all, every last one of us, and there's no way we can get out of the country. He's closed all the borders.
What are we gonna do?
I have a meeting with the HQ staff in 2 minutes. This whole thing is breaking wide open. I want you to go into the dictator's office and talk with him.
What? I can't go in there now?
Why not?
He drank at his party last night. When he has a hangover, you never know what his mood will be. You know who we're talking about here, right? This is the dictator. One minute he's Shakespeare spouting sonnets. The next he's Saddam Hussein screaming for blood.
Listen to me. We have managed to protect the dictator so far, but if we are out of the way, Haman will take over the country and begin their process of world control. It was arranged for you to be in the palace for such a time as this. This is why you were put here in the first place. Don't go losing your nerve on me. Listen, Queen. When your parents were killed, I didn't know what would ever become of you. But I've watched you grow and blossom into a lovely young woman. I'm proud of you, Queen. I know you'll do the right thing.
Thanks, Uncle Mort.
You're welcome. Now get in there quickly. I'll monitor you on the reconnaissance console. Johnny, pull up the dictator's office book.
Yes, sir. Did she agree to go in, sir?
You bet she did. What a girl. Shh, quiet, there she is.
Good morning, Excellency.
What are you doing here, you traitor? You ran off with the girls last night, and I did not even get to toast the new year with you.
How was your party?
Honestly, I don't remember much of it. We had some of the finest Parisian wine ever tasted.
Oh, it feels like I haven't seen you in years.
I know, my darling. I've been very busy lately, but all that will change soon. My new security advisor will lighten my workload considerably.
I'm glad. Valjerxes, do you have any plans for tonight?
No, dear. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking a dinner, candlelight, Parisian cuisine, intelligent company.
Of course, my darling. That is sounding better and better. What time should I be there?
About 6 o'clock.
I shall be counting the moments.
Oh, and could you bring the new security advisor with you? I haven't even met him yet. I feel like such a terrible hostess.
Oh, well, of course. I will bring him along.
Wonderful. I must go organize things with the chef.
Till tonight, then.
Till then.
All right, she
Way to
did
go,
it!
Queen!
She got him! All right! Way to go!
Right.
Mission log 241, authorization code Queen 1946. The first stage of Operation Purim has been successfully completed. The dictator and his security advisor are attending a dinner party in my quarters. If all goes according to plan, this could save the IDF. The IDF has had its enemies in the past, but none as ruthless and persistent as the Haman. Even before the IDF had formed into an agency, when it was just a small family fighting for freedom in small ways, the Haman sought to destroy them, but the family survived. They survived and they gave birth to more children who would carry on the work. Those children gave birth to more children, and those children gave birth to us. And now it is our fight. We are generations away from the first family, and it is up to us to defend freedom, peace, and truth. My dear, hello. And Mr. Advisor, how wonderful to meet you.
Isn't she beautiful, Hermann Pierre?
Yes, indeed, Excellency. Exquisite.
What nationality does she look like to you? I have been trying to pinpoint it from the first day we met, and have been unsuccessful as yet.
Why, honestly can't say, Excellency. But any nation that could produce such a gem must be a very special one indeed.
Perhaps I might be persuaded to reveal my identity.
So, it is bribery you are resorting to, my cunning little fox? Well, name the price. Anything up to half my rule.
My price is much more valuable. I will tell you, but it will cost you another dinner. When you come for dinner tomorrow night, I'll reveal to you my most guarded secret.
I don't know if I can wait that long. But I shall try.
How was the dinner, sir?
Wonderful. Any news?
Well, I think
What is it?
Director Mort from the IDF called. Here is his message.
I know what you're up to, and you will not win. Give up while you still have the chance.
Sir, Dr. Zeresh is also here to see you.
Send him in.
The leader will see you now.
Dr. Zeresh, you bring me good news, I hope?
Good news, yes. The spores have been successfully concentrated and they are beginning the process of compressing them into the sprayers, but we seem to have overlooked something.
And what is that?
I'm almost certain that the microorganism will attach itself to the specified gene, but we can't be completely sure until we actually release it on a person with a gene. I believe it would be wise to make certain before we release it on the public at large.
We need a guinea pig with the IDF gene? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Where could I find... yes! I know where we could find the swine we seek. I know exactly where. Would Director Mort be a satisfactory volunteer?
Why, yes, I believe he would do quite nicely.
Estelle Louise, are you asleep?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I have awakened you.
What's wrong?
I can't sleep.
Is something on your mind?
No. I think it's the cappuccino we had after dinner.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have given you caffeine right before bed. Do you want me to read to you?
Oui, that would be lovely.
What will it be? The Merchant of Venice, Oliver Twist, or Crime and Punishment?
No, none of those. They are too frightening for me in the middle of the night. Read me my diary.
All right, let's see. Today for lunch I had filet mignon, duck à la rouge, fondue fromage, poulet français.
No, don't read that. You'll make me hungry.
All right. Here we go. Today I went out to the backyard to practice my croquet. I am getting better every day.
That's more like it.
Today my life was spared by Director Mort of the IDF. He alerted the palace security of an assassination attempt about to be perpetrated by my chauffeurs. I am so happy to be alive, and I owe it all to Director Mort. Today for breakfast I had...
Wait! Finish the entry about the assassination.
I did.
And there's no mention of any reward or recognition given to the man who saved my life?
None whatsoever.
That will never do. If I want loyal citizens, I must reward them when they show their loyalty. I think I'll... Estelle Louise?
Excellency, the security advisor is here and requests to see you immediately.
Oh, good. He'll have some ideas. Yes, send him in.
Excellency,
remember
I
the
have something I
assassination
must
attempt a
speak
few
with
months
you
ago?
about. You go first, Excellency.
I was only going to ask, well, what would you do to reward someone who has sacrificed himself and has shown great deal of loyalty and devotion? If you were me, what would you do?
Oh, Your Excellency. Well, there is an old Parisian custom that when a great ruler wanted to honor one of his subjects, he would put his own robes and crown on the subject, and mount him on his finest horse, and select one of the highest officials to lead the subject through the streets, and the official would cry out, This is what the king does to honor those who are loyal to him.
Oh, wonderful! Très bon! It's excellent! Such a good idea! Hamon Pierre, you are truly a genius!
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Perhaps you could do me one more favor?
Anything, Excellency. I am your loyal subject.
Let me see. I don't have a robe, but here's an extra suit of mine. And I have no crown either. This ascot will have to do. My horses are in the stable. Please go select the best one and find Director Mort from the IDF. He's the loyal subject that I want to honor.
Director Mort? From the IDF?
Why, yes. Do you not remember a few months ago? He saved my life, and he was never rewarded. Well, never let it be said that the Parisia's benevolent dictator let a good deed go unnoticed.
But Excellency,
Oh, no whining from you. Be a good boy and do as I say. Sketch you.
Yes, Excellency.
Hello, IDF headquarters. How can I direct your call?
This is Agent Queen, authorization 1946. Get me Director Mort.
Queen, Mort's gone.
What? Where'd he go?
The security advisor came with a horse and told Mort that the dictator wanted to reward him for alerting him about the assassination attempt a few months ago. So, Mort left with him and said that he would be back in a few hours.
When was that?
About 9 hours ago. I don't know where he is, Queen. He just vanished.
Mission Log 242, authorization code Queen 1946. Director Mort has disappeared. No one has seen him since his procession down Main Street 9 hours ago, and there is no signal from his chip implant. Either something is interfering with his signal or has been dismantled. I'm carrying on with the mission. Phase 2 of Operation Purim will commence in 5 minutes upon the arrival of the dictator and his security advisor. Good evening, Your Excellency, Mr. Advisor.
Your Excellency? Why, Estelle Louise, aren't we formal tonight? Why don't you just bow down and kiss my feet as well? Estelle Louise, what is wrong, my flower? Is something bothering you?
Bothering me? Why, yes. Yes, there is something on my mind.
Share it with me, my darling. 2 heads are better than one. Would you like me to send Hamon Pierre away so we can converse?
No, he is one of the subjects on my mind.
What? My security advisor?
Me, madame?
Yes. Come, let's sit down. If I recall, your attendance at this dinner is the price I named in exchange for the revelation of some very sensitive information.
Why, that is right. And you don't think that I had forgotten, did you, Estelle Louise? I have been on pins and needles all day. Haven't you, Hamon Pierre?
Yes, Your Excellency, all day.
It is strange that you should be so interested, Mr. Advisor. I would have thought you already knew.
I beg your pardon?
If you didn't know, why would you plan my murder so craftily? Why would you plot to have me removed and replaced with one of your own?
Estelle Louise, what do you mean?
I promise you, madame, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't you? And maybe you also have no idea where my uncle is, or why the IDF have all been quarantined, or why there was a sudden need for a new airbase conveniently close to the Hamon headquarters.
This is making less and less sense. Are you sure you're feeling all right?
I would feel a lot better, Your Excellency, if I knew that my life was secure.
Secure? What do you mean? Who would dare to touch you?
Look at my wrist, and that will tell you who.
implant?
You are IDF?
Yes, the name's Queen, and I'm an IDF agent. Perhaps you know my uncle, Mort, director of the IDF, the same Director Mort who's been targeted by this very man who has taken the cover of security advisor. He's not who you think he is, Valjerxes. He's the leader of the Haman, and he has used you as you would any other pawn.
Stop! No more! This dinner has been ruined! The filet mignon is cold! I am going out to the garden! Stay here!
Madame, I'm speechless. I had no idea.
Don't lie to me. I see right through you. I know all about it. About the dictator's former wife, about the 2 chauffeurs. I'm well aware of what you've been up to. But there's one thing I haven't figured out yet. The airfield.
Please, madame. Please. You mean a great deal to the dictator. Any fool can see that. I beg you, speak to him. I meant you no harm. He must see that. Please speak to him.
Are you out of your mind?
Please, madame, please. I meant no harm to you. I didn't know you were IDF.
Stay away. Don't take another step.
I didn't know. If I had known...
Let go of my arm. I'm warning you.
Just speak to him.
Valjerxes, help!
I'm sorry, madame. Please, let me help you.
What do you think you're doing? Would you attack my wife right here in my very own palace? I see now that she was absolutely right about you.
Your Excellency! Your Excellency!
What are you doing here?
Your Excellency! I'll confess everything. I want to negotiate.
What are you talking about?
I am a Haman operative. I helped organize the Haman networks in Persia, and I hijacked the virus from the Persian bioweapons laboratory. I later hired a scientist named Dr. Zeresh to find a way to alter the virus and make it gene-specific. Dr. Zeresh, he completed all the components on the night of your New Year's Eve party. That was when the leader asked for your permission to quarantine our IDF agents. His plan was to pack the virus into aerosol sprayers and mount them on the military planes at the new base, and then release the spores over the entire country of Persia.
Over the whole country?
Yes, Your Excellency. But the virus would only attach itself to those with the receptive gene, the IDF personnel. But Dr. Zeresh, he wanted proof that the virus would attach itself before he agreed to release it on the public at large. So the leader, he instructed me to find an IDF agent on whom we can test the virus. He ordered me to kidnap Director Mort of the IDF and deliver him to Dr. Zeresh's laboratory, where they would put him in an isolated chamber into which they would release the virus.
What?
Hello, Pierre. If you don't call that doctor and tell him to release the Director Mort within 5 seconds, I will personally wring your neck.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Security!
Yes, Your Excellency.
Arrest this man and put him in prison. I'll decide what to do with him later. And as for you, Hannah and Pierre...
Zeresh, release Director Mort.
As for Hamon Pierre, he is to be taken to Hamon headquarters and executed immediately. And notify the IDF that the quarantine has been lifted and that I am authorizing them to round up all Hamon agents in Persia. Hamon will finally be brought to justice.
Yes, Your Excellency. You're under arrest, Hamon Pierre.
Valjerxes.
You do not need to say a word, my darling. I was a fool. Not only are you a beautiful, artistic, and mysterious, you are also loyal. You saved your people from destruction, and you saved my country from terrorism. What a woman you are, Estelle Louise.
Mission Log 243, Authorization Code Queen 1946. The Haman has been disbanded. By Adar 14th, every known Haman operative had been arrested and exiled. The dictator authorized the IDF to locate and dismantle the weapons of mass destruction that Haman had collected. The IDF investigation of Haman's underground operations revealed discoveries that rang all too true. Encoded in restricted access files was Haman's step-by-step scheme for world domination. They planned to eradicate the International Defenders of Freedom, thus leaving the dictator unprotected. As soon as the IDF was out of the way, Haman would remove the dictator from rulership and seize the government, the military, and all of Persia's financial assets. From there, they would have a wide-open door to the rest of the world. But their plan did not succeed. Instead, the Haman was eradicated, and the IDF is finally being given an ear by Persia's dictator. He has appointed Director Mort as his new national security advisor, and together, the two are working to ferret out threats to freedom and peace. Operation Purim was a success. Mission complete.
Wow, that was quite an adventure. This story reminds me of the story of Esther in the Tanakh. She was also a brave woman who intervened on behalf of her people in order to save them from destruction. Did you know that Hashem's name is not mentioned once in the whole scroll of Esther? That's because he was working undercover in ways that people couldn't see. Hashem is always at work in our lives. Sometimes we can see it, and sometimes we can't. But remember to be strong and keep doing the right thing, and soon enough, you'll get a peek at that hidden hand. Operation Purim is a production of Spiel Studio. It was written and directed by Jesse Schoenwald. Our sound engineers were Jeremy, Jesse, and Jamie Schoenwald. Our vocal talents included Dale Schoenwald, Dave Rock, Jamie Schoenwald, Betsy Cosmerl, Jeremy Schoenwald, Deborah Rock, Jesse Schoenwald, Sean DeKine, Dave Rock, Tara DeKine, Juliana Schoenwald, Sarah Rock, and Natasha. And our executive producer was Jeremy Schoenwald. And I'm Sherry, hoping you'll join us again for more adventures in Parisia.